What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Tonight I'm going to give you some ideas about sleeper cell kits on a budget, okay? So first of all, what is a sleeper cell? If you pay any attention to the news, or if you pay any attention to people on YouTube, you watch these interviews like on the Sean Ryan show with ex-CIA officers and intelligence people, there is supposedly a high probability of Iranian sleeper cells, which a sleeper cell is like a terrorist that is already in the country but hasn't activated, hasn't done anything yet. Supposedly there's high risk for that right now. I don't know, I'm not an expert on any of that, so you know, whether it's true or it's fear-mongering, there's probably some truth to it, some fear-mongering, a little bit of exaggeration. Like most things, the truth is probably in the middle. But nonetheless, I see other videos about sleeper cell kits. So like a kit that you would use to respond to an attack. And we're thinking of an attack like maybe something similar to like October 7th over in Israel. Most of these kits that I see are done by guys who are been on YouTube for a while. And these guys have really good gear, and that's awesome and great. But for most people, I've found, most people that I know, myself even, we aren't to that point yet where we can afford all of that good gear, whether it be body armor, night vision goggles, you know, all that kind of stuff, thermal optics and all those things. So tonight we're gonna go over some really simple things, some basic things that you can get for really cheap and be more prepared than the average citizen for a sleeper cell attack. Okay, so without further ado, come on in here and we'll go over this stuff. All right, so we're mostly going to be going over kits that involve weapons, right? That's kind of the main idea here. As far as survival gear, a lot of this stuff you should already have in your truck. I'm going to do a whole nother video on what I keep in my truck, whether it be extra medical gear, extra survival gear, recovery equipment, stuff like that, all kinds of things that I like to keep in my truck. Tonight, with the sleeper cell kits, we're mostly, again, just talking about the weapon, ammunition, and a few bare essentials, okay? So this first kit, this is just I think this is a Highland Tactical bag. I got this from TJ Maxx a couple years ago. It was literally like $12 or $13. They sell these bags on Amazon all the time and everything. I use these bags a lot for fishing, and it may not sound like much, but where we fish here in Pennsylvania for native trout, I have another one of these bags I really put through a lot of abuse, and it held up pretty well. So this bag is great. It holds quite a bit. I'll show you what we're going to keep in here, okay? This is not meant to be a fast, quick draw bag. This is just something you could throw in the back of your truck, under the seat or whatever, and have a little extra firepower. But in here, I have my Glock 45, 9mm, okay? So I'm going to carry a full-size handgun. And with that handgun, I'm going to carry as many rounds as I can. Okay, inside that holster there, in the back of the bag, I'll take it off here so it makes it a little bit easier for you guys to see. In the back of the bag here, if you want to bring the camera in, there's actually a Velcro spot there to put a Velcroed holster in. And you can see here I've got that kind of rigged up so that the Velcro holster is actually holding a Kydex holster. And the reason I like to keep a Kydex holster there is, first of all, it protects the gun a little bit better. But second of all, if you have to go, you know, get on the move or whatever, or respond to some sort of attack, you can take this Kydex holster and, you know, you can quickly throw it in your waistband and it's concealed, okay, whether it be a small back or appendix or whatever. And then you've got your gun concealed, but still being able to carry it, okay? So that's the gun, and the idea behind the gun is, if we're just using a pistol, I want as many rounds as I can get, and I want as much firepower as I can get. I could also go with like my Glock 20, 10mm, that would be another option, but in this case, for a sleeper cell, I think I'd prefer a more common caliber, because it might be easier to find ammo from other people if I needed to, okay? So yeah, that's why I choose the Glock 45 for this one. I also, with this kit, I'm carrying as much ammo as I can get, okay? And so in this front pocket here, there are As you can see, little spandex loops there that will hold in these magazines. Okay, they're a little tough to get back in there once you take them out, so I'm not going to put that one back in. But I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I've got a 19X magazine in there. Okay, 5 mags, and I could fit a lot more in here. That's just me kind of keeping it cleaned up. And then up in the top pouch here, I also have another magazine. That pouch is a little bit quicker to get to. So I've got 6 spare mags in there, and these are mostly G17 mags, but you could go with the 19X magazines, or again, whatever pistol you have. It doesn't have to be a Glock, okay? All right, so what else do I keep in this little bag? Medical, okay? And I didn't take this out of the case. If I were to run with this bag all the time, I might take it out of the black case, but this black case here stays with me a lot. This is just a very simple IFAK. The case itself I got on Amazon. I don't know what the heck the brand is. Some kind of Chinese knockoff, but it works. And in there we've got tourniquet, trauma shears, and then if I flip up here, I've got quick clot, I've got gauze, got a high fin chest seal, all that good stuff. Okay, this is, again, I'm not going to go into all the details of IFAKs and stuff. There's plenty of videos out there for that. But you got your IFAK, you got your pistol, you got a bunch of spare mags. As far as I'm concerned, that's the most important stuff. All right, so right off the bat there, you've got your full-size pistol, you've got a bunch of spare mags, and you got an IFAK. In my opinion, that's the bare minimum. That's what you really need to have with you, is some sort of gun to fight back with, spare ammo, and medical, okay? And to be honest, a lot of people, myself included, would recommend that you everyday carry something along those lines as well, okay? So that's something you might everyday carry, a Glock 26, for example, and then you keep the full-size one in the bag, okay? One last thing that I'll go over with this bag, and remember, guys, this is budget. This is like bare minimum, okay? Just a Ziploc bag full of a Sawyer Mini water filter, some other little random survival things that you could use, some paracord, flashlight, lighter, okay? And so the last thing that I'll carry on every one of these kits, or at least I'll probably just keep these in my truck, is just a pair of mechanics fast fit gloves. Any kind of gloves, whatever's comfortable for you, but taking care of your hands is very important. You never know when you need gloves, okay? So yeah, that was really bare bones and plain and simple. But again, the great thing about it is it was really cheap. I didn't have to go out and spend hundreds of dollars just to find a bag to carry and everything. And I can carry this bag and look like I am just pretty much a normal person. You know, I mean, the bag might look a little tactical and stuff like that. But, you know, it's got the MOLLE webbing on there, which is kind of nice. You could put the medical patch, or the med kit, I'm sorry, on the outside if you wanted to. But yeah, so that's the first kit that I'll go over. Now let's get into some long guns. Hey guys, Two Gun Thompson from the future here. 3 things I forgot to mention that I would keep in pretty much every one of your kits, aside from the water filter and the medical kits and all that good stuff. Multi-tool. Okay, this is a Leatherman rebar. That's my favorite. Good fixed blade knife. Okay. This is an old like Smith & Wesson, I think, but I have a Gerber. Prodigies work great. And then this is an overlooked one, but if you wear contacts, you got to keep an extra pair of glasses. Not just in your sleeper cell kit, but probably in your vehicle at all times or wherever at all times, because your contacts will eventually be no good. So you need glasses, guys. You can't do anything if you can't see. If you got 20/20 vision, forget that statement. But all right, back to the video. Thanks. Okay, so if you want to go with a bare budget long gun kit, you know, something that you could keep in the truck and have a little bit of extra firepower, Palmetto State Armory Freedom Rifle AR-15. My opinion for a truck gun, carry handles or iron sights are kind of the way to go. You don't have to worry about the air conditioning, the heat in the vehicle, and then going outside and them fogging up and everything. And they're a little bit more durable than, you know, optics. But If you want to go with an optic, go with an optic. But with this one, cheapest way to go, AR-15 with iron sights. And then again, literally like a $10 fanny pack from TJ Maxx. Okay, and it may not seem like much, but you got spare magazines in that fanny pack. And you can keep tourniquets in there and some other medical. It's got extra pockets. It's self-explanatory, guys. It's a fanny pack. You can wear it as a crossbody, like your wife, and carry a little bit of extra stuff in there. And then you got your gun and you're good to go. And a great thing about this one, again, other than the gun, you don't look super tactical. So if you leave the gun somewhere or whatever, you're just gonna look like a normal person. Or if you've got a little bit more money, you could spend on like a Colt 6920 for a truck gun. And this is a great AR-15 here. That's not going to run you too much money. Or like a PSA AR pistol. This one has a premium upper with an FN barrel, so it's a little bit better. Any of those AR-15s. And then, guys, just a real simple, this is, I think, from Blackhawk. This is a chest rig that'll actually hold 8 magazines plus 2 pistol mags. I just carry 4 in here. It's a lot lighter. I don't really think I need all 8 of those, but if I wanted to, I could put them in there. So this vest ran me like 50 or 60 bucks, okay, and it does a pretty good job. And then I can throw a backpack on. I have a backpack in the truck with all that other gear, the medical and everything, and you're in good shape there. So these are just some simple ways to start thinking about what you could carry as a sleeper cell kit. By no means are these perfect, obviously. These are just for an average Joe citizen who's looking to be a little bit more prepared than most other people. So if you guys like these ideas, you know, leave a comment down below. If not, roast me in the comments. I don't care. And sounds like the baby's crying over there, so we got to wrap this thing up. So as always, guys, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and keep blasting.